right, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. We had a win, which is unintentional. I'm gonna go over that, and then we had a break even over here. Executions are in the Discord. This was the break even right here, and then this was the win. Again, this one I'll run through what I mean, but before I get into it, link in the pinned comment for the Discord if you guys want to join. I'm gonna be running a voice chat again tomorrow, and then I think next week when I have my computer, we're gonna be doing a new computer because I'm waiting to get a new computer that I can live stream on. So I'll be doing that probably next week. But if until then, we'll run another live voice chat tomorrow. So if you guys want to pull up, link will be in the pinned comment. And if you guys want accounts for Alpha Futures, I think today's the last day for that 30% off sale. So if you guys want to sign up for Alpha Futures, link will be in the pinned comment as well. So basically, this first trade I took, it was very risky, and I ended up closing it out break even. I took it on a funded and an eval, and then I forgot about it on the eval, and it actually ended up playing out literally perfect. And I'm going to run through that. And then this trade right here was on funded and eval as well, but it ended up getting stopped out break even. I wanted to see these lows get taken out, but I'm going to run through it. These weren't really like typical setups that I like to take, but I'm going to go through this really quick. So basically, what I wanted to see coming into the day potentially was, I was hoping we were going to get manipulation lower and then a move up first, but right off of market open, we ended up we kept pumping and pumping and pumping, and like I really could not get in any entries. I didn't want to obviously take like 1 minute continuations or something like that to the upside. It just really made no sense to me. So finally, right around here, around 952. We end up starting to see a shift in price, and this is where I end up taking the short. And I'm going to talk to you guys why I closed it out break even. Again, this was a very high risk to reward, riskier setup. So as you can see on ES, we end up making an SMT off these highs. So as you can see right here, ES makes a lower high, NQ makes a higher high. We have a bearish SMT, and at this point, if you look on the leg right here, we're super overextended. I'm anticipating for us to want to come down and rebalance this leg, and my idea and target was to come down and tap True Day Open. And the reason True Day Open was because True Day Open was resting within this 15-minute gap that was forming. So I figured that if the price was going to want to rebalance, it was probably going to want to come down and rebalance this 15-minute. And I believe we also had an SMT off this high right here. NQ never took this high. I think ES did take this high. Let me double check. Yeah, so ES took this high. NQ never took that high. We're in a super overextended push to the upside. I want to see a rebalance to that 15-minute gap, which has True Day Open resting right in it. So from there, again, we have another 1 minute SMT. And this is where the entry starts to form. We get a 1 minute inversion. Rate, or not the 1 minute inversion. We get this 1 minute gap, this retrace right here. And this was the entry right here. I'm just trying to pull it up. Or was it the 2 minute? I'm trying to, let me see. No, it was this 1 minute right here. We end up getting this push to the downside. We come back in, we poke in, and I am getting an entry somewhere in and around on this push right here. Entry was 152. And basically my one take profit was the True Day Open or the Midnight Open. So basically, again, we had a small SMT. We had another SMT off that high to the left over there. We wanted to see price rebalance into that 15-minute gap lower. And we wanted to see it come down to True Day Open. On the 1 minute, we end up getting this push to the downside. We get a retrace in. We wick through this 1 minute gap. I end up getting in the entry right here, stops over the high. We actually almost get stopped out. And I ended up closing, I think it was right after we pushed back to entry or something. I can't remember exactly because this was a bit ago now. But again, anyway, close it out on the funded, and then on the eval, we end up just letting it play out. Or was the entry? I don't remember. But regardless, we end up hitting that full take profit at True Day Open, as you guys saw with the executions in and out. And yeah, pretty good trade. So that was the first trade. Basically just waiting for that retrace. And yeah, super happy with this. I think I closed out on the funded on this pullback. Maybe it was right here. I don't remember exactly. But regardless, we had a 1 minute gap get retraced into. We had an SMT, we had another SMT, we had a draw lower at True Day Open in the 15-minute gap. In and out, got about 2.4R, ran my stops above this high right there, which was about a 27-point stop, 65-point take profit. And I closed this manually at True Day Open as soon as we ticked in right there. So that was trade number one. Now, trade number two is something that I don't obviously ideally take, and this was off a standard deviation level. We had a 2.5 standard deviation level pulled here from this 5-minute leg earlier. I think it was right before market open. So we had that right there. We kept sweeping highs. On top of that, I just felt like we were going to get a retracement back down, and I seen all of this low resistance sell side liquidity being built up. I seen we had all this trend line basically built up right here at this point. And right here was the entry, 1050 or so. I seen we had this low. I seen we had this low. I seen we swept highs again. ES was starting to shift as well. I'll pull the replay tool back so you guys can see exactly what it was looking like when I took this entry. As you can see, we just kept sweeping highs. We just kept sweeping highs. We tap into that 2.5. And we had these lows down here. I figured we were going to run through these lows potentially and then maybe want to reverse. On top of that, ES failed to take out this swing high over here. And as you can see, NQ took out this high. So again, we had another SMT forming. You know, ES had made a higher high. ES was lagging behind. I figured ES was going to pull price down and NQ was going to be able to, you know, at least come down and maybe take out these lows. So I took entry here off 30-second confirmation. I think we had like a 30-second CISD. I don't remember exactly. If it was an inverse or just a CISD, but ended up taking the entry right here. Entry was 190 or 191. And then we ended up, I wanted to see full take profit come down, potentially down to these lows, or at least come down and take out these swing lows. We end up getting a good bid in profit, but we end up coming back and getting stopped out break even. Tried to take another re-entry on this pullback, and then that got stopped out break even a little bit after, like right around here or something like that. And then if we let it play out, price came down, came up, it would have stopped us out anyway, came down, came up, and now it's continuing to the upside. So really quick trade recap. Again, this was a break even and this one won on an eval. This was an unintentional win, so I obviously don't count that one towards like our weekly total. And then the other trade was break even. Obviously, once again, just to recap it, SMT off the highs, 1 minute fair value gap getting retraced, targeting the true day open right here, expecting a retrace, expecting a rebalance of that leg. That was trade number one. Trade number two, we hit the 2.5 standard deviation. We had a 30-second confirmation. We had an SMT off the highs. Again, NQ was above these highs. ES was lagging behind. It hadn't taken out those highs. And then from there, 30-second confirmation. Wanted to see these lows get run through, but unfortunately, could have taken profit right around here or here, but end up getting edged, and price goes against us. So nothing really much today. Again, I wasn't even going to make this trade recap just because nothing really, we didn't really take anything, just to break even. But figured I'd just make this anyway, just so you guys could see the trades I took. But that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully we catch something to end the week off, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.